Alright, what's up everyone? This next model kit I'm going to be building right here. It's going to be the Megalomaria Variant, or not Variant, Valiant. And for this video I was thinking I was going to show you how I, kind of like how I build it, like the steps I take to build it and paint it and stuff. Because there's been some of you that want to know how I paint my kits and stuff, so I was thinking this is how I'm going to do it for this one. And I don't know, I've never done this type of video before, so we'll see how it comes out. See if you guys like it or not. Alright, so let's get that box out of the way. And these are the runners. So let's start opening these up. Actually, let me turn off the video and let me open these. Alright, so here I have all the runners opened up. And you can see we got the hands right here. These are kind of like a soft plastic, so that's pretty good. So the first thing I do when I start like these Megalomaria ones, I just cut off all the hands and start cleaning up the hands first because there's a whole bunch. It just gets annoying. I have the instructions right here. And then I have this box off to the side where it came in, and what I kind of do is I kind of like set up the runners right there from alphabetical order. So you can see we have this piece right here. I don't know what it is, but it has P. So, but the smaller ones I kind of leave them off to the side right here. And then say these are N. So these will go towards the back, and these look pretty cool. This is probably, yeah, this is her like handcuff type weapon that she comes with. You can see there's some like details right there that, you know, you could be painted in right there, right that. And this one I'm probably gonna go for like a gunmetal color, if not silver, but probably like gunmetal, which is kind of close. So just I'm gonna give it that extra little shine. So there's that. And then we got the instruction manual right here, which is pretty cool. Back we got some poses. That's pretty neat. Whoops. The Megalomaria ones are funny because it's just this cover piece, and it gives you like all the runners that it should come with, and it's just like yeah, it's just like that, and then the actual instructions are inside, and with just like some QR code type stuff. All right, so here are the instructions. So yeah, so basically what I'm gonna start off is probably doing the head part first. You know, just like cut that out and clean that up, and then yeah, see right here it continues to like the hair, and then the body piece right here. And so I'm probably just gonna do the head and body like today, and then probably like the waist part, the bottom part right here, you know, like the waist area. And then yeah, I'll probably do that today, and then you know, in the next section I'll do the arms right here, and then the legs, and then I'll finish it up by the weapons, and I kind of just go like that. So like for now I'm just going to focus on the head, on the body, and I'm going to get those parts up, and I'm going to see what needs to be painted and stuff like that, and I'll paint that stuff. And then you know, so I don't have like a whole bunch of pieces to paint and stuff like that. I just like to take it slow with these. All right, so I'm gonna cut these up, not cut them up, but like take them out of the runners and fix them up, and then I'll show you when that's done, and I'll show you how I prepare to paint and when I paint. Alright, what's up guys? So I have a few painted right here. I was gonna paint these on camera, but like when I got my phone, I saw that it was dead, so I put it to charge, so I just painted these few. But I still have a couple more I have to paint. So yeah, these I just primered, and I put them on like these clips, and you can see I have this little like makeshift like stand, or like, you know, to put up these things. And anyway, so I primered a few. I top coated some like the hair pieces and some black parts that I didn't want, you know, to paint. I'm just gonna add little detail. And yeah, so I got it primered, I got it top coated, and now I'm gonna show you how I paint. And yeah, so let's get started. I'm just gonna paint a few. Uh, got some of the brushes right here. See, this is like a gold one right here, and these are part of like Master's Touch. Let me see if I can get that to focus right here, just to show you like the brand of see, it's a metallic marker, has a fine tip, it also has a brush tip at the end, so I kind of like the brush tips. That's what I use to paint. And yeah, see, this is Master's Touch Fine Art Studio. I got these at Hobby Lobby, and they're pretty good. I'm painting this one, and I painted the bronze the Knight, the Libra Knight, the Libra Fighter. I used the bronze marker from this line to paint that, and I'm also using like this Display. You can see right there, this Display marker right here, and this is kind of like a gunmetal color. This is what I'm gonna paint like her, like the underparts, not the underparts, but like, you know, the gray looking parts. Basically these parts right here, I'm gonna paint it gunmetal. This part I'm gonna paint it like that, the slider blue right here. And then I'm gonna paint some like gold highlights right here on like the blue parts and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get started with that. Actually, let me show you the packaging for the marker set in case you guys want to pick it up. So this is how it's gonna look at Hobby Lobby. Right there, it's gonna say metallic markers, Master's Touch, 12 colors, fine brush tips. You got some greens, bronze, antique gold, white right there. Got some purple, pinks, silvers, and stuff like that. So in case you guys want to pick that up. All right, let's get another piece right here. So this is probably going to be part of like the butt plate right here. I'm just going to paint this up with like this gunmetal color. See if I can. I've never painted on camera before, so it's going to be weird. But oh shit, it looks like I'm going to have trouble focusing. But yeah, so like this is basically, actually I'm gonna have it right here, and hopefully it gets in. I'm gonna be looking off the camera right there. But basically, yeah, this is pretty much how I do it. I just get individual pieces and then just paint them up, and then see if I need to give them like a second coat or a third coat. Usually with these like Display, the metallic markers, I usually just give like one coat, but like and it usually looks good, but you know, I'll wait until it's a little bit dry and see if it needs another coat, and then I'll just go ahead and give it another coat. But right now it looks like it's going to be pretty good, but I'll probably give it a second coat just because. All right, so I got that piece painted up. That's what it's going to look like right there. And then yeah, so I just paint up a piece like that and then move on to another one. Let this one dry. I'm going to put this one over here with the gunmetal colors. But yeah, so like let's say for the hat, the front of the hat right here, I painted it blue, and as you can see, like those little streak marks right there, that's just one coat. So I'm gonna go over this one with the second coat, maybe a third coat, until it's, you know, like a nice blue without all those streaks right there. But yeah, this is just like the first I just went over it once. So there's that one, and then let me see if I can give you a better example with the hat right here on the top of the hat. Yeah, so you see all those like streak marks right there? That's just because I went over it one time, so I have to go over it another and maybe a third time, and it should be good. Because that's how the bronze Libra Fighter was looking. But as you can see, like the finished product, he came out looking pretty good. So there's that. And then in some of the pieces, instead of painting gold, so like right here, you can see it's just blue, and then I painted the middle piece gold. And that's how it looks like the first time through, so I have to go over that the second and third time. All right. So let's get the other piece right here. Paint that up. You know, you just kind of want to like go like in the same direction. Most of the time I do that. But like sometimes I'll like go in a different direction, but yeah. So this is pretty much it. And I just go by section. Like again, I said, this is like the head piece and the body piece. Which this part right here is going to be part of the body. In the bottom, I don't paint it because you're not going to see it. Although this part, you probably will kind of see. I'm not sure. I have to build it up, but you could just paint the edges right here just in case they show up. But I don't think it will. But yeah. All right, so I painted that piece up. It's all good. And then All right, so there's a few pieces painted up, and I'll finish the rest of them and I'll show you what they look like the first time through, and I'll show you the ones that need to be painted like a second time or a third time. All right, be back when they're finished. All right, really fast, you guys. I just painted this like probably like the main chest piece right here. Part that's gonna be like visible, like you're really gonna see. And you see this like white part right here. That's like a detail that was kind of like, sticking out. And I just want to show you how I paint that. Like I'm gonna like highlight that part. I'm gonna paint it gold. Just because I think blue and gold matches like good goes good for like cop colors and stuff. But I just want to show you how I paint that stuff right here, and how it's like kind of easy with like these markers to get like the detail. Like you think you're gonna get like the blue, but not really. So I might get it right now because I'm kind of like trying to like look at it through the camera, making sure it shows up on the camera while painting it. But I'm gonna try my best not to get the blue, and just show you how I do that really fast. And yeah, so looking good. I'm not getting it on any of the blue, and yeah. All right, so I just want to show you that little like detail in case you're wondering if you're like thinking you're gonna like mess it up or it's gonna be sloppy. It's actually not that much. It's like these pens, like these markers, actually do like a pretty good job at like getting all the good little details and stuff like that. All right, so there's the gold piece. Of course, it looks kind of like runny right now, all like watery and stuff like that. But that's just because it's the first time through. So hopefully that'll come out clear, and just kind of imagine how it's gonna look like when it's all finished up. All right, see you in a few. All right, you guys, so here's all the pieces painted up already. This is only the first coat, and yeah, it's looking like it's gonna need like at least two more for the blues and the gold right there. As you can see all the streaks right there, and even on these smaller pieces. So yeah, I think like two more coats and it should be fine with the gold and even the gunmetal color. After seeing it, I was like, yeah, I think it would benefit for at least like I think two more coats, and these should be good. But yeah, all right. So there's the first coat. Uh, Now I'm gonna go over the second and third coats, and then I'll show you how that looks like. Hopefully, it'll be like nice and clean by then. All right. All right. So I got all the pieces painted up, and I put a matte clear coat on top of it. So all that's left now is just to put all the parts together and complete the first section. All right. So let's start doing that. All right, you guys, there we have it. There we have the first section done and complete. What do you guys think? I think it like it's gonna look pretty good. Yeah, I like the gold. The gold highlights are I really like the way they came out. It looks good. Of course, there's gonna be some parts that I need to paint, like right here. Well, maybe the arms will cover it, but I think I could just add that blue in right there, and it'll be like mostly covered for the most part because of the arms. But like, you know, yeah, I could just paint that blue just in real fast. That part I'll probably just leave it purple. Let me see. Any part from the head? Now the head part's pretty cool. Okay. I like the glasses. The glasses look pretty cool. and you can take that off. That was a pain to get in there, as you guys were looking at that. Um, yeah, also the butt plate, I think right here, I can paint that, like gunmetal color. But, with the legs, I don't think it's gonna, like, when she has the legs on, I don't think you're gonna be able to see that. But, if you want, you could go in and paint that in. But yeah, so that's basically how I paint. As you can see right here, this is gonna be, yeah, like I paint all the pieces individually, then I put them together, and as you can see, when they're all together, they look really, really cool. The hat right here, I kind of like, as you can see, there's still streakiness, but that's because that was a pain. I mean, I top coated this, like, I'm not top coated. I gave it like 3 coats, and it was like super streaky, more streaky than what it is right now. So I had to go back in and like sand it off, and then paint it again, and gave it like 2 more coats, and that's just the way it came out. I couldn't take away the streaks from the hat, but like, uh, you know, like seeing like this, it's mostly going to be on the top. I think it came out pretty all right, you know. So yeah, that's basically the first section done, and I'm gonna move on to, you know, the arms next, and I'll show you how I get finish that. All right, see you later. All right, you guys, I'm about to primer the pieces right now. And what I used to so I kind of noticed that I didn't show you how I primed it the last time, so I'm going to show you. This is the kind of primer I use right here. It's the Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Cover Primer. And basically, what you do is I'm going to go over here. I'm going to primer it. And what you do is you kind of like rotate the piece, and then you just keep the can moving so it gets all even spray, even coat, and you don't want it running. So that's basically what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna show you how I do it. All right, so yeah, let's get that started. Okay, you guys, I have all primered up, and I let them dry for like probably like 2 to 3 hours. I usually let after I primer it, I usually let the parts dry for like 2 to 3 hours, just so that like the primer gets on there, and then you could stick. So yeah, but like when I top coat it with like a matte clear, then I let it rest, let it sit the whole day. But right now I'm just gonna paint these ones that I primered up today. So let's get started with that. All right, you guys, I have the arm pieces all matted up. I let it sit for a day, so they're all done. All right, so these are the pieces. This is the way they came out. So you look at the arms, came out pretty good. So I just want to take off the tape right here. And this is just like I had some parts covered just because I wanted them to go in easily. This parts I probably didn't need to cover. This piece I did though, because any piece that's gonna like peg into like a part where it's gonna be like moving or rotating or like lifting up, like any part that's gonna be articulated, you want to tape that up, because if you get paint on it or matte or primer or anything like that, it's gonna stiffen the joint, so it's gonna be like harder to move, and then that makes it prone to like breaking. So yeah, you just want to tape that up and not get any paint there. And then for like these pieces right here, this is just like a shoulder piece, but it's gonna like rotate right like this, with like the arm. That's where you're gonna get like your shifting and stuff like that. So yeah, this piece you want to like take care of also. Just tape it up, make sure no paint gets on it. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Just take all that stuff off. And yeah, so let me take off the tape, and then I'll show you them assembled, or me assembling them, and then we'll see how it comes out, like with the arm all like together and stuff, all painted up, well, with the red parts and all that good stuff. All right, I took all the pieces of tape, so let's start putting this together and see how it looks. All right, so there we have our two arm pieces, and I just got to paint uh, right here. So that just all blue, and then I got to build the little wrist piece so I can put in the hands, and that's basically it. All right, so they came out looking pretty good right there. I like that, that gold trim looks really cool. All right, so that's it for the arms. So the next section will be the legs, and then after that will be the weapons. All right, see you guys next time. All right, you guys, so I painted up all the leg pieces. All I have to do is just put them together, and this was really easy because it was just one single color for all the legs. And there's no blue or gold on them, so let me assemble it, and then let me put them together, and then I'll put it on the body, and she'll be able to stand finally. All right. All right, so here I have the legs. I built them up. They look nice. You can still see some purple there. That's where the joint work. That's where I left it so the articulation doesn't get, like dry or like stiff. But yeah, all right. So now let's get the model kit. All right. That's what I have her as right now. So let's put on the legs. Let's see how she looks. All right. And that's what she's looking at, how she's looking right now. I still need the skirt piece, but now she has a full body, and that's what she looks like. I'd say it looks pretty cool. I really like the way the blue and the gold's coming out, and I really like the way this gunmetal is coming out for her like Under Armour. So that's pretty much it. Let's see if she can stand. Probably not with the high heels. But let's see. I think I will be able to get her to stand just a little bit. There. She stands. All right. Here I have the skirt pieces right there. And so I just need to put these, on the stand, and then primer them, and then I'll be done with the skirt piece. All right, so I'm gonna go do that, and I'll see you when that is done. All right, got all the pieces primered up, and I pinned my first piece right there. I was gonna pin them all, but then I forgot. I was like, oh, I have to film it. All right, so yeah, so let's get that painting done. All right, you guys, here's the Valiant done and complete finally. And the finished look, it looks great. I mean, I really like the way it came out. All right, so you guys, there's the whole video done. I hope it helped. I know there's some places where I think I could have done a little bit better, but you know what? I hope it helped you somewhat. Let me know the places I need to improve or what I can show you that maybe I didn't show you in this video. Let me know if you guys like it, if you want to see the continuation of this type of video, maybe with like, you know, some other kits. But yeah, you know, I just go section by section, like I told you. I do the head and body first, then the arms, then the legs, you know, and then I paint the pieces individually. Then I use, you know, the primer, as you can see right there. I have the Rust-Oleum, the 2 times primer, flat white, and then the matte clear, you know, once I finish painting it, you know. And then for like the primer, when I primer it, I let it like sit for like, you know, like like 2 to 3 hours, and then I start painting. And then when I do the matte clear, I let it sit for like a whole day before I put the pieces together. You know, yeah. So like for the joints, you know, you want to tape up the joints, you know, like the parts where it's going to be articulated, so you don't get any paint or primer or anything like that, so it can stay articulated once you finished it. So yeah, so that was the whole process. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys did, please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what I can do better. And I'll see you guys next time. God bless and bye.